would definitely go. I want to go see it again. It was
I
really
would see it
good.
again. Very good. Don't miss it.
I thought it was great.
Very entertaining, very enlightening.
Everybody's talking about Vietnamania.
It was dazzling.
It's incredible. Great. Never anything like it.
I really enjoyed it, but I don't think I'll sit so close next time.
Oh, I enjoyed it immensely. It was much better than Phantom of the Opera.
Very realistic, and it was a lot of fun.
The power, the politics, the casualties.
It's remarkable. Kathy really loved it. Didn't you, Kathy? Kathy?
Oh, it was great, but I think I'll only be able to come see it one more time.
It was raw.
It was just really funny.
Oh, I was blown away.
Exciting. Action. Come see.
Relive the excitement, feel the energy, experience Vietnamania. Not the real thing, but an incredible simulation. Good seats still available, charged by phone. Ambulance on duty at every performance.
And welcome back to That's Ignorant. Our next feature is about a man who wants to take a fall for his country in a really big way. Don Zisselman will attempt while live on our show to break the world's free fall record. We taped an interview with him earlier today. Let's meet him.
Well, Don, could you tell the viewers why anyone would want to break the world free fall record?
Sure. What most people don't know is that the current world record is held by a Russian pilot who jumped from his burning plane. He fell 22,000 feet before landing on solid ground, and yet survived. What I want to do is take that record away from the old Ruskies and bring it back to the good old red, white, and blue.
Sort of a patriotic gesture.
Exactly.
Well, how high will you be falling from?
25,000 feet. Those Ruskies are not going to get that record back.
I guess you're a pretty experienced skydiver then.
Well, not exactly. I've never even been in a plane before. But I figure, what's to know? I won't be wearing a chute anyway.
Good point. Do you foresee any problems?
Well, not for the first 24,000 feet or so.
Okay, Don, good luck. And now, back to our show.
Well, it sounds like Don is all ready to make his big mark in the history books, or on the airstrip pavement, whichever the case may be. We'll get back to Don later, after he makes his monumental fall. But right now, let's go to...
Tonight on NBS, we proudly present the movie everybody in the world wants to see, the epic saga Everybody in the World, starring everybody in the world. Terry Thomas as Terry Thomas, Barbara Streisand as Barbara Streisand, Shelley Winters as Shelley Winters, Jack Lemmon as Jack Lemmon, Bruce Dern as Bruce Dern, Jimmy Stewart as Jimmy Stewart, Frank Sinatra as Frank Sinatra, Charlton Heston as Charlton Heston, Merv Griffin as Merv Griffin, Burt Parks as Burt Parks, Isaac Hay...
Stop. Don't say a word. Just looking at you, I can tell you need a minivan. Well, I got just the thing for you. A VW van that was actually used by the previous owners to attend the Woodstock Festival. Now, if you'll just step this way.
I don't want a van.
Of course you don't want a van. Of course, just a little joke there. You're obviously a ragtop man. Cruising the streets, bird dogging the chicks. I got a '69 Cutlass convertible with your name all over it. You like red or blue?
You don't remember me, do you?
Me? Forget a customer in good standing? You gotta be kidding. Never. If I made you an offer, it still stands. You're the 76 Mustang guy, right?
I came in here last week with my sister. She bought a Pinto.
A trade-in. Why didn't you say so? Hey, I make a guarantee. It's always good. I'll give you half what you paid for it towards the purchase of anything on the lot.
Listen, the Pinto went over a speed bump and burst into a ball of fire.
Ah, friend, what you need is a car with a smaller gas tank. Fuel efficiency.
Fuel efficiency? She's dead. And whose fault is it?
Ford! Ha! You're absolutely right. I don't know how you got a Ford off my lot here. Friend, you're distressed. What you need is a Chevy. It'll cheer you up.
The only thing that's gonna cheer me up is seeing you dead.
Did I say Chevy? I meant Lincoln. You're obviously a luxury man, so to speak.
I've got your luxury.
Ugh.
So to speak.
Oh, that hurt. Oh. You're in trouble, kid. You're in a lot of trouble. But you can still get away with it. What you need is a getaway car.
Getaway car, huh?
Sure, one that's dependable, like that 79 Toyota over there. Nobody builds dependability into a car the way the Japanese do. Tell you what, $800 and you're 2 hours ahead of the law.
800, maybe 600.
Oh, kid, give a dying man a little bit of his dignity. Tell you what, $750, but you better hurry. I'm going fast, and you don't want to have to deal with Larry.
700. You're not trying to rip me off again, are you?
Oh, kid, that hurt. That hurt worse than a knife.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Tell you what, $715, and I'll give you a full tank of gas.
Full tank of gas? Yeah, all right, yeah.
Great. Okay, here's what you do. You take this over to the cashier, okay?
Yeah.
And she'll fix you right up.
Yeah.
Okay. And kid, good luck. I think you're gonna need it. I'm a goner.
Thanks.
Oh, there's one born every minute.
We will return to Joe Schwartz's Death of a Salesman after this non-commercial message.
Those aching herpes sores. Millions of people suffer the stings and pains of herpes, and with no cure in sight, an outbreak of the disease leaves many regretting that one night stand. But now there's Sonomo, a revolutionary new ointment that relieves the swelling and leaves your mouth or those other sore spots minty fresh. Clinically tested and proven effective, Sonomo is guaranteed to reduce swelling in 15 minutes or your money back. So don't go through the pain and rejection anymore. Your money back if not completely satisfied. Order today. And no one will ever know your secret.
Dwayne Carver was captured and arrested when he was found stranded on the side of the road next to a broken-down Toyota. He was found guilty of first-degree murder. However, the judge, being a former customer of the salesman, suspended the sentence.
You're watching CTV Commercial Television. Coming up this hour, the latest from the California Raisins, Leo McKern doing it the old-fashioned way with Smith Barney, and what's going on at the Silver Bullet tonight. But first, commercial news. CTV has just learned that Rodney Dangerfield is signed for 3 more Miller Lite commercials. Maybe now he'll get the respect he deserves. And rumors are flying that Robert Conrad and Eveready are working on a reunion project. Hey, Bob, knock this million off my shoulder, I dare ya. And you remember the speed-talking guy from the Federal Express commercials? Well, he's just signed a major deal with X-Lax. And later on, he'll
carry his house all the way to Washington on his back in protest. Isn't that ignorant, Dean?
Sure is, Jan. Well, next, we'll meet the most famous film actor you've never seen.
I remember that he kept the entire crew in stitches, including the Marx Brothers and especially Harpo. At one point, the producer wanted him killed. You know, if Harpo said one sound, uttered one word, it was a cut. 64 takes. Ran production. Cost up thousands of dollars. But was he a funny man? You bet he was funny.
Yes, I can tell you about At the Circus. They cut every bit of his footage. You see, the Marx Brothers saw the footage, and they realized he was getting all the laughs. The world of comedy was closed after that. Chaplin was scared to death of him. He was shaking in his boots. So, he turned to drama.
His name was Dinglebort Akbost, and he was born in Crater, New Jersey. At the age of 17, he ran away from home and headed for Hollywood. Feeling that he needed a more glamorous name for his new career in show business, Adam Fleck was born. He went on to not appear in over 300 movies.
Well, it's just one of those situations. A sad coincidence, a 1 in a million billion thing. But for some reason or another, every film he was ever in, his scenes were cut. Except, of course, the Ten Commandments.
The Lord of Hosts will do battle for us. Behold his mighty hand.
His performance in the Ten Commandments, as great as it is, was originally much longer. In the film, there's a scene where an ox cart loses a wheel.
Help us! Never mind the wheel!
In the footage we see, a guy comes up and grabs the axle and takes the place of the wheel. What we don't see is a stunning sequence where they have a spare wheel, and as they're taking the wheel out of the back of the cart, they lose their grip, and the wheel rolls down into the crowd, and Adam Fleck goes after it. What follows is one of the greatest chase scenes of all time. And then, Fleck returns with the wheel to find the cart gone. It's one of the most poignant, touching scenes ever filmed, supposedly.
What is left is still an incredible, dramatic performance. In his face, you can see encapsulated all the suffering and the burdens of the 12 tribes. Unfortunately, the studio told DeMille he'd have to keep the film short, so they had to cut the scene to keep the movie under 4 hours.
Well, that is ignorant, Dean. Exactly how many films did Fleck fail to appear in?
Jan, the list reads like a history of Hollywood classics.
Well, of course, earlier in his career, he was not appearing in smaller roles, such as the Black Rapist in Gone with the Wind, Scrooge in Miracle on 34th Street, and God in God Is My Co-Pilot. And after a while, he began to develop a name for himself, and he was being cut in larger roles, such as the gardener in How Green Was My Valley, and the kindly old sled maker in Citizen Kane, all the way up into the 60s when he was cut from The Baker's Dozen. Of course, after he was cut from the film, there were only 12 parts left, so they had to change the name to The Dirty Dozen.
So how many appearances did Fleck actually not make?
Oh, well over 200. He was a legend.
And how many of these have you seen?
Well, none. They do exist, though. I guess. I don't know, do they?
Of course they exist. I've seen them.
All of them?
Well, not all of them.
Which ones have you seen?
Well, I haven't actually seen them, but I know someone who did.
And who was that?
My mother. I actually inherited this fan club from her.
So, which of the films did she see?
Well, she didn't actually see them, but she heard about them, and she read about them in magazines. She was a big fan.
I see. So, what would you say was his greatest unseen performance?
Without a doubt, Casablanca.
Hello, hello, radio tower. This spawn plane taking off in 10 minutes. It's time to wait.
You're saying this only to make me go.
I'm saying it because it's true. Inside of us, we both know you belong with Victor. You're part of his work, the thing that keeps him going. If that plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life. Ilsa, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of three little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Someday you'll understand that. Now. Here's looking at you, kid.
At this point, Adam Fleck enters the scene as Reich Marshal Hundkopf and guns down both Bogart and Bergman. But test audiences supposedly thought it was too depressing, so the scene was cut, and the film remains as seen today.
Look familiar? The air guitar heroes grab the glory while you just grab at the air. You need help from the Air Guitar Institute. After just 4 short years, the Air Guitar Institute will teach you to wail with the masters without ever touching a string. You'll learn to mimic the true rock gods like Richards and Jagger, Angus Young of AC/DC, Gene Simmons of Kiss, Pete Townsend of The Who, and of course, Jimi Hendrix. So at the next party, don't be a wall weenie, be a hero, an air guitar hero. Pick up the phone now and dial 1-800-AIR-GUITAR. That's 1-800-AIR-GUITAR. Don't make the air groupies wait any longer. Not affiliated with the Juilliard School of Music, Berkeley, the CBS Record Club, or the American School of Air Guitars. Gandhi as Indira Gandhi, Anthony Perkins as Anthony Perkins, Diana Ross as Diana Ross, John Davidson as John Davidson, Sammy Davis Jr. as Sammy Davis Jr., Telly Savalas as Telly Savalas, Danny Kaye as Danny Kaye, Henry Kissinger as Henry Kissinger, Robert Young as Robert... Excuse me. Down the hall to the right.
What are you talking about?
The bathroom is down the hall and to the right. You're about to get sick, and I don't want you puking on the bar.
Are you crazy? I could hold my... To the right. To the right.
And now it's time for Psychic Bouncer.
I don't think you need to hit that customer.
What are you talking about?
That customer sitting right there, you were thinking of breaking a chair over his head.
You couldn't have known about that.
But I did. So don't even think about it.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
Oh, hey, Phoebe. How you doing?
Hot date.
Well.
Name's, Helen, huh?
Oh, psychic powers in full force tonight, I see.
First date, too.
Yeah. A little nervous, actually. You know, I want to make a good impression. So maybe you could help me out. You know, what are my chances, you think, for, you know.
Let's see. Pretty good. Damn good. She's on the pill.
All right.
Having a good time. Likes you. Has herpes simplex 6.
What?
Yeah, it's 6.
well, thanks. You saved me a dinner tab. Make up some excuse for me, okay? I gotta go.
Sure, pal.
Where'd George go?
He said something about his mother calling.
Told me his mother was dead.
Probably long distance.
What did I do?
Don't take it personally. George is a little strange. Maybe I could buy you a drink.
Okay. How about,
Sea breeze.
Yeah.
Ted, sea breeze for the lady, please. Well, I get off in about an hour. Maybe we could go grab a bite to eat?
I don't know, tonight's not going very well.
Hey! RJ, hey! Hey! I thought I told you no trouble.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news report.
Good evening. Tensions continue to mount today concerning the recent release of the film The Last Temptation of Elvis. Elvis impersonators and die-hard fans nationwide have instigated protests and riots at theaters exhibiting the film, claiming the last scene in which Elvis makes his final fatal decision disparages the memory of the man they call the King.
Which one of these should I do tonight? The red ones or the blue ones? Oh well.
Elvis followers have denounced the film as heresy, saying it falsely depicts their idol as a mere mortal and is based on the fictional assumption that Elvis is in fact dead.
It's an outrage. The movie shows Elvis popping pills. The King never took drugs. Everybody knows that. Why, he was an angel. A saint amongst sinners.
Stay tuned for more on this story and a possible interview with the King himself at 11.
And now, back to Psychic Bouncer, already in progress.
What the? Gonna stop now?
Yeah, sure, please.
Way to go.
Night Train 72. Not exactly a vintage year, but always handy to have a bottle around.
That was incredible. You were amazing.
Just doing my job. So how about that bite to eat?
Sure. How about my place?
This has been another exciting adventure of Psychic Bouncer.
Bolden as Carl Bolden, Bob Hope as Bob Hope, Dean Martin as Dean Martin, Florence Henderson as Florence Henderson, Monty Hall as Monty Hall, Tom Jones and Shirley Jones as the Joneses, Joey Heatherton.
Well, Dean, let's go live now to Heartland Airport, where That's Ignorant reporter Jimmy Ireland is standing by.
Jan, I've just got a report that Don has reached the drop zone, and I think there he is now. If we could just get a shot of the plane. There's Don now with our mid-air interview team. Let's go up there and see how Don is doing.
Well, Don, it looks like we're at about 20,000 feet now. How are you holding up?
Jeez, that sure is a long way. Are you sure that Russian guy survived?
Sure he did, Don. He just wasn't much of a dancer when he got there. No, I'm only kidding, Don. I'm only kidding. Look, I'm sure the viewers out there would like to know what you're thinking right now.
Huh? Oh, I was just thinking it sure would be nice to have a parachute right now.
Oh, good one, Don. We're at 15,000 feet and counting. Getting a little nervous, maybe?
Hey, that chute you're wearing, that'll hold two guys, won't it?
Oh, I wouldn't know that, Don. I'm just a TV reporter, not a daredevil like yourself. Well, any last words for the viewers?
Last words? Hey, cameraman, let me have that chute.
No time for that, Don. We're going to have to pull away now because, frankly, I'm a little scared of heights. Just kidding, Don. Good luck and God bless America!
Well, while we're waiting for Don, let's talk to his trainer, Jack Carver. Jack, what do you think? What are the chances of Don surviving this fall?
Well, with the right wind factors, I'll have to get back to you on that, Jimmy.
Okay, Jack. Well, I'll try and get an interview with Don, but until then, back to you, Jan and Dean.
Looks as though he's broken more than just that record. Hey, Dean.
Well, that's it for tonight's show. But we'll be back next week. And more than anything you've seen tonight, that's ignorance!
Maybe you think your kids don't have easy access to drugs. They do. Maybe you think the problem will go away by itself. It probably won't. Maybe you think you've failed as a parent. Maybe you have. At Sunnybrook Valley Rehabilitation Clinic, we're experts at getting your kids off of street drugs and onto prescription drugs. Here are some of the warning signs to look for in your children's behavior that may indicate drug use. 1. Listening to rock and roll music. 2. Not enjoying school. 3. Always needing a larger allowance. 4. Quarrels with siblings. 5. Preferring television over church. If any of these suspicious signs occur, give us a call. The helpful and professional Sunnybrook Valley staff will be on the job right away. It's the first step on the road to family harmony. Maybe you think we provide this service for free.
As George Kennedy, Karen Black as Karen Black, Brian Keith as Brian Keith, Chuck Connors as Chuck Connors, David Hartman as David Hartman, George Battaglia as George Battaglia, Katherine Carson as Katherine Carson, Lane Edmondson as Lane Edmondson, Ross Milkey as Ross Milkey, Jared Neff as Jared Neff, David Neverton as David Neverton, Kara Robbins as Kara Robbins, Kristen Stewart as Kristen Stewart, Greg Burns as Greg Burns, Dave Durham as Dave Durham, Chris Fallaw as Chris Fallaw, Rob Peace as Rob Peace, Brad Syna as Brad Syna, and Ronald Reagan as the President.